At 60, life takes on a new rhythm. For many, it's a chapter of freedom, retirement, travel, family, and hobbies. But it's also a time when our bodies change in subtle ways. What once nourished us might now harm us. And here's the thing. Some foods we grew up believing were healthy may actually be quietly weakening us from the inside out. Doctors and nutritionists are starting to sound the alarm, but much of this information still isn't reaching the people who need it most. Today, we're diving into 8 foods that might be sneaking into your meals, foods that can drain your energy, impact your memory, weaken your bones, and even accelerate aging. These aren't rare or exotic. Some are likely in your fridge or pantry right now. Stay with me as we break down each one, not to scare you, but to empower you. Because knowledge at this stage of life isn't just power, it's protection. Let's begin with the first food on our list, and this one might surprise you. Fruit juice. The sweet saboteur, yes, you read that right. Fruit juice, orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, all staples of the American breakfast. But for seniors, these seemingly healthy drinks are more sugar bomb than vitamin boost. While fruit in its whole form contains fiber to slow sugar absorption, juice strips that fiber away. What you're left with is a high concentration of fructose that spikes blood sugar levels rapidly. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, fatigue, inflammation, and even cognitive decline. Elaine Matthews, a geriatric nutritionist, puts it plainly. Fruit juice acts like soda in the body after 60. And here's another concern. Fruit juices are often stored in plastic containers that can leach endocrine-disrupting chemicals, especially when exposed to heat. Those chemicals have been linked to hormonal imbalances in older adults. Better option? Eat whole fruits. An orange, with its pulp and pith, provides fiber, antioxidants, and a slower sugar release. Or switch to infused water with slices of citrus, berries, or cucumber for flavor without the damage. Now let's move to a morning favorite that's not as innocent as it seems. Breakfast cereals, the morning metabolism killer. Most breakfast cereals, even the ones labeled heart healthy or whole grain, are ultra-processed. They're packed with refined grains, added sugars, artificial flavors, and synthetic vitamins that your body struggles to absorb. As you age, your metabolism naturally slows. So foods that cause blood sugar spikes can have a bigger impact, leading to mid-morning crashes, weight gain, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Vegetable oils, the inflammation instigator. The dyes and preservatives used in cereals have also been shown in some studies to affect cognitive performance and mood. Something to consider if you're noticing more senior moments. Better choice? Try old-fashioned oats with cinnamon and berries, or an egg-based breakfast with vegetables and avocado for sustained energy. Now, let's turn our attention to something you may be using daily without a second thought. The dyes and preservatives used in cereals have also been shown in some studies to affect cognitive performance and mood. Something to consider if you're noticing more senior moments. Better choice? Try old-fashioned oats with cinnamon and berries, or an egg-based breakfast with vegetables and avocado for sustained energy. Now, let's turn our attention to something you may be using daily without a second thought. Diet soda. The dehydration trap, it's calorie-free. It's sugar-free. But diet soda is not consequence-free. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose can confuse your body. Triggering insulin release despite no real sugar. This contributes to weight gain, metabolic issues, and increased cravings. What's more, diet sodas are acidic. They weaken tooth enamel, increase the risk of osteoporosis, and can irritate the bladder, already a concern for many seniors. And perhaps most alarming, studies have linked daily diet soda consumption with higher risks of stroke and dementia in older adults. Instead, opt for herbal teas, lemon water, or mineral water with a splash of juice for flavor. If fizz is what you crave, try naturally fermented beverages like kombucha, but check the sugar content. Now to a food group that has gotten a health halo, but deserves a closer look, especially past 60. Whole wheat bread, the blood sugar bandit. It says whole grain on the label, so it must be good for you, right? Not always. Commercial whole wheat bread is often made with ultra-refined grains, added sugars, and preservatives. It's designed to taste good, not to nourish. The glycemic index of many whole wheat breads is nearly as high as white bread, meaning they can spike blood sugar and insulin levels just the same. For seniors managing weight, diabetes, or brain fog, this is bad news. Fluctuating blood sugar leads to energy crashes, irritability, and over time, insulin resistance. Better options? Sprouted grain bread, rye, or sourdough made the traditional way. Or reduce bread consumption and increase vegetable-based fiber instead. What about a beloved breakfast and brunch staple that may be hurting more than helping? Processed meats, the artery cloggers. Bacon, sausages, ham, and deli meats are rich in flavor, but also in nitrates, sodium, and saturated fats that wreak havoc on senior health. Processed meats are directly linked to increased risks of colon cancer, heart disease, and high blood pressure. For older adults already on medications or managing chronic conditions, this is especially dangerous. Also, the high salt content in these meats leads to dehydration, bloating, and added strain on the kidneys. What can you do instead? Choose lean, fresh cuts of meat, or try plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, and tofu. Smoked salmon, when not overly salted, can be a better alternative. Up next, a comfort food that causes more discomfort than you may realize. Pastries and baked goods, the silent energy thieves. Muffins, cookies, croissants, and pies. Who doesn't love a good pastry with a cup of coffee? But these treats are often made with refined flour, trans fats, and loads of sugar. Together, these ingredients sap energy, fog the brain, and pack on pounds. And the more sugar we eat after 60, the more inflammation we generate, which affects the joints, the brain, and the immune system. Not to mention blood sugar spikes that increase the risk of falls, fatigue, and cognitive dips. Craving sweets? Bake at home with almond flour or oats, natural sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit, and healthy fats like coconut oil. Finally, let's tackle a health food that often does more harm than good. Flavored yogurt, the gut disruptor. Yogurt has a reputation for being a gut-friendly superfood, but flavored yogurts are a different story. They're loaded with added sugars and artificial flavors that feed bad bacteria in the gut. As we age, gut health becomes even more critical. It affects immunity, mood, digestion, and even heart health. Sophia Klein, a digestive health expert, warns, most commercial yogurts are closer to dessert than medicine. Instead, choose plain Greek yogurt and add your own berries or a drizzle of honey. Or try unsweetened kefir for more probiotic power. So there you have it. 8 foods that may be quietly undermining your health after 60. The good news? You have the power to make better choices starting today. Being older doesn't mean being fragile. It means being wiser. Your body still wants to thrive. It just needs the right fuel. So the next time you go grocery shopping, think of this list. Ask yourself, is this food helping me live stronger, longer, or is it quietly stealing my strength? Remember, small changes add up. Swap one item this week, then another next week. You don't have to overhaul your whole diet overnight, but the sooner you begin, the better you'll feel. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments. What food surprised you most? And what change are you planning to make? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend or family member. You might just change a life. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and keep thriving.